Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. I am your host this evening, Czar. We are on Randomania, and we are thankful to Randomania for hosting this recap match between Miaut and the Thehangrycanuck. This match happened earlier today. It did not get a restream, however, we are going to get them one now. Alright, so, a little quick background on these runners. Miaut is a veteran of the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. He's been around since the early days, so he knows the randomizer pretty well. He's had to adapt to a lot of the new additions to the randomizer, however, including the NPC shuffle. So he's had to get some extra practice in on that, and I think he should be ready for this match tonight. The Thehangrycanuck is one of our newer runners. They are excelling quite quickly and picking up the randomizer very well. At 1-1 records, I think both of these runners have performed pretty well in this tournament. There's been some stiff competition. Everyone is contending, everyone is practicing, and everyone is putting on a good show. So I anticipate a good show this evening. And it looks like we've got to start here. Alright, so we've got to look at some magic here. Okay, so, I'm getting a better look here. Timer was a little late, sorry about that. And we're going to get our first look at some imps here. Hopefully they have nothing nasty. Houses, softs, cabins, and piers available in the item shop. Looks like Hangry's going to do a little softer set there. And he's headed straight up to Temple. We'll get our first look at what's hiding in this temple. He's going straight for Garland, and Brack brings Garland down. The Brack strats are in immediate use here by Thehangrycanuck. It looks like he will now check the chests, as Miaut's going to come back in and pick up a few supplies here. Yeah, pretty good hero rock there, Stalfon notes in the chat. So that's going to help these runners getting started early and with their overall time saves in regards to routing. As Miaut now enters the temple. Ice armor and 5,000 gold found in the northwestern chests of Temple of Fiends. Useful finds early for this party. We had a forced red mage, and we're going to get our look at the cube from the king and the canoe from Princess Sarah. As Miaut now will tackle Garland, and he's also employing black strats, and wow, Garland has been broken into pieces. Okay, Temper, Brack, Saber, and Dark available in level 1 black magic. And now Miaut's probably going to do a little spell recon of his own. Cabins are not exactly cheap, but houses, however, are. Yeah, it looks like he might have been thinking about a bridge there. Again, that's that habit of being an older runner. You always expect the bridge there, and then it's not there, and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. So Hangry is making his way over to the dwarf cave already. Miaut picking up some extra supplies here. Again, those houses are not very much more than the cabins, so... Takes an ambush here. At this point, I think both runners have a pretty good idea of the routing they're going for. They have no bridge, they have a canoe, which means we could see the ultimate troll crown quest here. We'll have to see, as Thehangrycanuck is making his way over to Elfland now. Sleep, Nuke, Fast, and Quad X in level 3 Black Magic. Three of the best Black Magic spells in the game, actually. As we find an Iron Armor and some gold in the Dwarf Cave, along with Cure 2, Fear, A-Fire, and Fade available at level 3 White Magic. So level 3 Magic loaded. Miaut's now going to make his way to Elfland. Level 4 Black Magic. I saw Light 3 and Stop. I did not see what else was in there, as Thehangrycanuck is quickly moving through. Pro Rings available along with silver bracelets in the armor shop of Elfland. Fire 3 also, thank you Meridian. And we have the crown for sale in Elfland at 14,000. So that's definitely something for both of these runners to keep on their radar. As Miaut now discovers Fade is indeed available, as is Nuke. So knowing the experience both of these runners have, with those early spells, they should be moving quite quickly in regards to routing and finding the key items they need. Miaut picking up that nuke, as Hangry is using tent strats. Looks like he's going to Crescent Island? Yeah, looks like he might have been headed toward Volcano or Ice first, but then thought twice about it. And we have a pretty nasty encounter rate after that initial hero run. So we'll see if that comes into play later, as Hangry will check the item from the sages now. And it is the floater. That's the best item that they could have been hoping for. So with floater in hand, Hangry is immediately going to pick up the airship, and that's going to cut down a lot of overworld routing for both runners. Miaut's going to play around with these EXPs here. Can he get away? Ooh, they have fast. No, he takes a wipe there. So quickly to Provoca now. And we're going to get a look at our pirates. Both runners still relatively low leveled. Granted, we're only 8 minutes in and we already have an airship. as Thehangrycanuck is still breaking out the Brack strats. I expect we're going to see a lot of that from him this run. And Miaut now picking up the floater from the sages, and he's got to be thinking, okay, I need to be really efficient with my routing now and minimize mistakes. Because with an early floater and the level of competition in this tournament, if you don't do that, you're going to find yourself in second place. Level 2 white magic, heal 3, life 2, A mute, and heal 2. Some very nice level 2 white magic, along with Lock 2, Lightning, Stun, and Ice 3 for level 2 black magic. Pretty solid spell selection early overall. Looks like Miaut is going to make his first move toward Crescent Island. Excuse me, toward Gaia, not Crescent Island. Checking the item shop there. He must not have checked the item shop in Elfland to discover the crown was there. As Hangry now is going to loot the witch's chest, silver armor there, and a little bit of gold. Miaut checks the caravan and discovers not what he's looking for. And he's up into the Zardia Islands now, and let's see what they hold for him. As Thehangrycanuck's going to head on over to Sarda the Sage and discover what he's holding. And it's a vanilla rod, Entroper. Why you do this? As Miaut's getting dragon blocked from that chest. Thehangrycanuck now into Titan's Trove. Ooh, a defense sword find for Miaut. And in Titan's Trove we find about 11,000 gold, a dragon sword, and a little bit more gold. Hangry looked like they might have been thinking about Earth Cave briefly there. But given those levels, you're going to need some more spell charges for sure. As Miaut finishes up looting the Zardia Islands. Miaut gets the encounter on the airship. The dreaded airship encounter. And he quickly decides to say, hey, we're bracking that ass. Okay, Miaut's now headed to Titans, and it looks like Thehangrycanuck's headed back toward Crescent here. I think he's thinking about a peed grind here. Might consider POP or enemies near around Leafian or the river area up there. But with this low of levels, it's probably a better bet to go outside Crescent here. And Miaut now is going to discover a vanilla rod as well. And Miaut's doing his, well, he thought about checking the Earth Cave, and then he says, nope, we're noping out of that. Split Punch pointing out that Thehangrycanuck has been improving rather drastically. So again, with this randomizer, it shows who puts in the time, because they will eliminate mistakes or minimize them. And mistakes in this randomizer with the level of competition we have can be the difference. Miaut stocking up on silver bracelets for his party. He's going to discover the crown now, and he will probably purchase it, as he does. So now the crown chests open up, and with the airship, that's always kind of a sigh of relief for most runners, knowing that they're not going to have to, hoof it or on foot the long way, or take a canoe the long way, or even the ship, which is a little faster, but still, you save so much more time if you can do the crown quest in your airship. Looks like Miaut's stocking up on all kinds of supplies now, as Thehangrycanuck brings down a couple giants and is going to be gaining levels quickly, along with a nice supply of gold. Takes one giant fight and he's quickly back to town. He'll probably be hitting the inn here to restore his spell charges. Miaut's going to have another look into available magic of Elfland. And these giants are unrunnable, but they don't seem to be too bad with Nuke Ice 3 Fade available. And Miaut is going to proceed with the crown chain. And we have a loot sighting over on Thehangrycanuck's side. I didn't actually see where that loot came from. He must have found that in a chest? As Miaut's picking up the herb now. Ah, okay, yes, the loot was from the pirates, thank you. Forgive me all, I am on tracking, commentary, and restream this evening. I will try to keep things updated the best of my ability, as Miaut now finds the wonderful magic in the level 2 White Mage shop. So Hangry's got a little efficient grind going here with these giants and a quick in back to Provoca. And he appears to be diving into the ice cave. So Thehangry into ice cave at the 16-minute mark. He does take an encounter as he is aware of the encounter table. This is another move that is showing off with practice. It's only when you practice that you start to learn, hey, I can encounter this, table of... I can manipulate the encounter table, excuse me. As Miaut picks up his loot. And I can take advantage of this to get longer walks when I go into any dungeon. You mountain crusher, you. So Miaut now with that herb that is usually gone very quickly. Picks up the key from the elf prince. And we'll see if he elects to check all of the crown chests. Looks like he will check here in Elfland, and he is rewarded with a pro cape and a flame sword. So haven't seen anything too nasty yet in the way of enemies, but we're still pretty early in the run here, and we have not seen that many enemies. And Miaut is now into Ice Cave, and he's right behind Thehangrycanuck here. Ooh, and there we see the wizards with poison damage. That's going to be scary trying to get out of here, although I think exit is available. Power staff sighted in the white dragon chests, along with a copper bracelet. So what do you think, chat? What are we going to find here in the incentive ice cave chest? Is it going to be the slab? Is it going to be possibly the bottle? Could it be the adamant or the tail? What do you think we're going to find in here? And Hangry, no spoilers. I believe Ruby is in the logic currently, yes. Although it would not be required. We got a stone touch sighting on Hangry's side. Looks like something had stone touch, or perhaps Brack. Or perhaps Glance. And it is the tail that is discovered in Incentive Ice Cave. Some very inexpensive tents there will make for some efficient routing and saving on the overworld. And I do believe Hangry picked up the crown there. Yes, he's picking it up now. Hangry electing not to complete the crown chain yet. Looks like he wants those soft potions. And he'll probably end up buying 10 of those. And he does. Miaut holding down the button there to enable the slower walk, being extra careful he doesn't fall into those holes, as you can lose quite a bit of time by making a mistake there. Hangry's going to head over to the Zardi Islands now and do his plunder there. We'll see if we get an eye grind going here, as Miaut will find the tail. I think Hangry's got his hotkeys bound there with some of his loading save states. I actually have that as well, and he picks up the defense sword. So he's going to feel good about that find. Looks like Miaut is going forward with a little bit of a eye grind here. And Hangry's going to... They're evolving! What is this, Pokemon? So the eye showing slow there, but that's not going to slow Miaut down very much. Hangry going with the very direct routing here. He's went from Ice to pick up his crown in Elfland, then to Plunder and Class Change, and now he's headed to Ordeals, so... Looking very good early here. Braxstrat's coming out for Miaut. So as we come up to incentive ordeals, there's really not many more items it could be. Could be looking at the slab, could be looking at the bottle, could be looking at the adamant. So level advantage is going to go to Miaut when he decides to end this eye grind. But I would have to say the lead advantage is definitely in Hangry's favor right now. He's about to get his second incentive down. He just picked up a heal staff there. And it is the slab in incentive ordeals. So with that, Hangry is, I believe, a bottle away from Go Mode, which is most likely waiting for him at the waterfall. And he looks like he might be taking a few zombie dragon encounters here. When you get two of them, they give very high experience. It looks like Miaut is done, and he is out of Ice Cave. Looks like we have X-Fur available at level 1, White Magic also, along with Harm 4 at level 6. Cure and Heal available as well. And at level 6 Black Magic, Lightning 2, Confuse, Slow, and Blind. Nothing very notable there. Hangry is now out of ordeals. He's headed back to his airship. Miaut will now pick up his class change, having the tail in hand. And it looks like Hangry is headed straight for the waterfall here. And this is a good play. Knowing the bottle is in the waterfall, that can be kind of trolly, as you have to do a little extra overworld routing or flying. So it looks like he wants to tackle that immediately. And if he does end up finding the bottle here, then that's essentially go mode for him at the 30-minute mark, as Miaut appears to be headed to Ordeals now. So as we come up on the 30-minute mark here, let's take a moment here to appreciate these runners and give them a follow. Miaut was short on time today, so he did request that they do their match immediately. However, I promised all runners a restream, and here we are. Thank you, Randomania. Both runners taking advantage of that hard reset before they dive into these dungeons here. And you wouldn't think, you know, a big time save out of it, but before you know it, you're dipping into 7-8 dungeons and you're saving time by performing that action. I think we did get an out-of-bounds sighting there. Out-of-bounds bat, as Hangry went well out of his way to ensure. And he's going to fade away this group of bandages and birds. Okay, you did try, but we did not see it. Okay. Elusive out-of-bounds bat this evening, everyone. And we find a bridge in the box under the waterfall. There was an ice shield in there, katana, and the TNT, along with the robot giving us the bottle. Okay, so that is go mode for Hangry. And Miaut now picking up the slab. He is not very far behind at all. In fact, he actually holds a little bit of an advantage in that he has already performed the crown quest and has the key. As Hangry is going to head over and translate his slab immediately. He's first going to check some white magic shop and black magic shop. INV2, AI, soft, and cure 4 available in level 5 white magic. And for level 5 black magic, we have Warp, Fire, Sleep 2, and Zap. So translated slab in hand. We'll see what Hangry's next play is. Looks like he's electing to skip Earth for now. And he will finish off his crown quest. Miaut taking a few of these zombie dragons here. I think both of these runners are starting to see that go mode is early. I think Miaut's starting to see that go mode is right around the corner, and Hangry picked up on that early. So they maybe are figuring these early levels will save them time later on, as they are just blazing through the required dungeons. Alright, so a brief recap for everyone who might be joining us. We are having a recap match here of Miaut versus the Thehangrycanuck, which went down earlier today. Both of these runners are 1-1 in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. To begin, we discovered that the king had the cube, the princess had the canoe, as Thehangrycanuck now picks up his key. Once our runners had the canoe, they quickly made their way over to Crescent to discover that the sages had the floater. And from there, it was off to the races. We discovered that the tail was the incentive of the ice cave, and the slab was the incentive of ordeals. The crown was also the vendor item, which was going for about 14,000 in Elfland. Miaut now out of ordeals. Looks like he's headed back to his airship with slab in hand. And Thehangrycanuck wisely picking up pro rings here. Pro rings are really a mage's best friend. They give them a good amount of absorb, and they protect from the death status. And aside from gloves, I believe it is the only hand item that wizards can equip. I think Red Wizard actually can equip the Zeus Gauntlet and some other gauntlets, but White and Black Mage cannot. Miaut going to do some spell recon now. He's picking up Cure 4 and INV2. It looks like Hangry will dip into some crown lock chests here. Or maybe not. They are going elsewhere. Perhaps Volcano? Yes. Looks like Hangry will dive the Volcano now, as Miaut will translate the slab. Hangry gonna take a little dip in the Volcano here, so you gotta feel like he's looking for a ribbon right now. With Defense Sword in hand, I don't think we've seen Fast yet, actually, so he could actually be looking for the Massmune, the Sun Sword, or the Vorpal. Possibly even Adamant. And we have a Zeus Gauntlet sighting in the Dwarf Cave for Miaut. No spoilers, Papa. Kappa. Miaut's going to dip into Corneria Castle now. Find out what's hiding in here. As Hangry's going to take a fire battle, and it'll be interesting to see if they are comfortable digging just one ribbon, possibly two. I know, right? We had a forced red mage, and it seems like we had a forced fighter. But it was not to be. So Miaut now headed into the Volcano. And we might be looking at a high five here very shortly. Oh yeah, we're going to get a high five. As the Massmune appears in the armory on Miaut's side. A gold bracelet discovered in the armory as well. Pretty loaded armor here. A black shirt adds to that loaded armory, and Hangry's going to take this EX encounter, and he's going to get a ton of experience and gold from that. Hangry now picking up Mass Immune, and he's got to feel good about that. So really good routing so far seen by both runners here. Uh, I don't think I've seen many mistakes. Really good overworld routing. Uh, no real hesitation out of either runner. This is a very good match so far. Setting an example. So despite being first in his volcano, Miaut is diving deeper as he elected to skip the chests on the eastern side of the second floor volcano. And we're going to be seeing the Agama coming up here soon. And once we do, it's going to be time to plug those votes, everybody. The Agama Iguana Saria poll is still very close. Additionally, most of the polls are quite close right now. So get your voting fingers ready. A light axe and a black shirt cap off that stacked armory, which included those items, Mass Immune. Just a wonderful stash of items there for both of our runners. And it really comes at the right time for both runners as well. And there it is, everybody. Get your votes in now. Your votes count. The bonus stream will be decided by you. We need to know who you want to see run. What party will it be? The flags are already going to be bad enough, but depending on what kind of party the viewers throw in there, and we know our viewers, they are quite sadistic. As last season they voted in 4 Thieves, and we ended up with an 8-hour extravaganza, courtesy of Will Bloodworth deciding to go solo. Now going to take a couple Agamas here. Both runners have done very well in minimizing their random encounters and fighting them. Most all of their committed battles to fight have been through spike tile encounters. So as Miaut comes to the last floor volcano here, and Hangry is right behind him, we have another announcement on deck, as there's going to be another match this evening. And this match will be broadcast live, if at all possible. We still kind of need to find a crew, but we are working on it. And that match will be I Am the Schwarz versus yours truly. So I hope to have more details on that post-race, and I can kind of brief everyone on the current state. If we cannot find a crew, then we will have to postpone that race until tomorrow. However, things are looking pretty good, and we should be able to get a crew together for that. If we are unable to restream here at Randomania, then we will be restreaming live on my channel. And that, of course, will come post-race, unless we can find a crew. If we can't find a crew, then when the race is over, I will restream the race on my channel. Miaut says we're gonna nuke that bunch of bull. We'll get our first look now at Carrie, the Fiend of Fire. For the race coming up, we will need at least one commentator, one tracker, and one restreamer. And Miaut got through Carrie with no problems at all, and he is the first to light the orb of fire. As Thehangrycanuck is right behind him. So I would put these runners at almost even now, as Miaut has yet to pick up the bottle, which it looks like he's going to do right now. And depending on how his waterfall goes, we could see them just basically side by side here. And now the Thehangrycanuck engages Carrie. Should be no problem for his party. Electing goes with the safe strats here, putting up some INV2s. Better to be safe than sorry. And in one blow with Massa, Carrie is defeated. So still, we have not seen very much that's nasty from these enemies. We did see poison damage from the wizards. However, since then, it's been pretty easy going for both of these runners, which could actually spell trouble in TOFR late. Looks like Hangry might be thinking about an Earth Cave dive now, as they are in that area. Map strats, everybody! So coming into Earth Cave with the rod and being in go mode is always a good feeling, as you can lose all kinds of time in there trying to dig something out. And Miaut now picks up the bottle from the robot and the TNT. So if you like what you see here, please feel free to check out the Discord and our website with all of the information and latest schedules coming up for the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. We are currently in the third round of our Swiss stage, which has been just packed full of surprises and highs and lows. I think we've seen just about everything so far, and we still have a ways to go before we are finished with the Swiss rounds. And if you like to mingle with the community, come on by the Discord. We've always got somebody around. There's always something funny, interesting, memes. We got the dankest of memes. Come on by. It's a great place to hang out. Looking like Miaut is opting to go to Gaia. And here he will be picking up the Oxyale, so I can chug it. Oh, I mean, so he can get into Sea Shrine. Yeah, those wizards, they could be a factor here now for Hangry and Earth Cave. His party is decently leveled and has, okay equipment, but without any ribbons, that poison is going to be lethal, as Miaut now does pick up the Oxyale. And it appears that he will be going to Sea Shrine. So a bit of a divergence now as Hangry has gone into Earth and Miaut is opting for Sea Shrine. Wizards also revealing they have lightning too. Oh no. And that's just going to make them very nasty. And the vampire makes his appearance, as he does just about every seed, and just as soon as he's there, he's gone. And the unrunnable sea hags have arrived. So we were scheduled to have a double feature for this broadcast this evening. However, due to some technicalities, it was decided that we would go with a 1v1 race. Which honestly, I think helps me a lot, as tracking a 4-player race with Randomania's new format, as you can change the background for all 4, along with restream and track, would be a bit overwhelming, I believe. Dragon armor found in the Sharknado room. And Miaut's going to put that to immediate use. Dragon armor is very nice for the knight. It protects him from elemental, and it also has the highest absorb, tied with opal armor for absorb, but obviously the resistances put it in a class of its own. Sea Troll revealing that it has cremate. And yes, Hangry has opted to say, forget about these poison wizards. I'm going solo with this fighter. And this might actually benefit him, as his fighter will get more levels and will, at least in theory, be the primary damage dealer come late game. And Thehangrycanuck has the Fiend of Earth down and is the first to get his second orb lit. And with that, I would give Thehangrycanuck a comfortable lead here. And you would definitely have to think that should Hangry pull this race off, that it would be an upset. At least based on SRL rankings, which is what most people gauge by. And now we're going to come up to the Fiend of Water. Let's see if Miaut is going all out strats. He is. He is not worried about buffing his characters. Didn't look like Kraken was hitting very hard there, so the squid should be down very quickly. And as Miaut lights his second orb, just a little over a minute behind Thehangrycanuck, so That comfortable lead I spoke of is a little slimmer than I thought, as Miaut appears to be opting for a mermaid dig here. And some may disagree with this play, but without a ribbon of any sort, I think that is his main reason for going on this dig, as Thehangrycanuck just picked up the chime, and he will most likely head into Mirage Tower next. An unrunnable ghost encounter sighted on the outside. So the ghosts, while they are susceptible to harm and fire, they can hit extremely hard, as in one shot. And when you get ambushed by them, that can spell wipe. Looks like Thehangrycanuck is going to dig the first floor of Marsh. And look at that, Miaut found a ribbon there, right before coming up to the mermaid's floor. So this dig has already benefited him. And an opal bracelet spotted on the Thehangrycanuck side. The best absorb for any mage. Miaut saying, nope, I don't want your number, get out of my way. I want that treasure chest. Smart move, Miaut. Flame armor is not going to do him much good right now. Opal shield, however, I think he will equip, as it has higher absorb, and I think that it's the opal shield and the opal armor that grant resistances to lightning, as Thehangry has found the ship on Mirage, second floor, and he has also found the Vorpal. So there it is, everyone, the Vorpal. And it looks like he's going to put that on the Red Wizard. The Game Breaker has been discovered. So with the ribbon, Miaut's got to be feeling a lot better about go mode now. And he's going to pick up his chime. Yes, represent. It doesn't matter how you represent the Vorpal. Excuse me. As long as you're doing it properly. And as Miaut is picking up his chime, Thehangrycanuck is into the Sky Castle. And it looks like he will do a little dig here, and he discovers a ribbon. And he's going to be feeling very good about that, along with the adamant. So we've discovered the cheese in the Sky Castle. And Miaut, right behind him, is now going to head into the Mirage Tower as well. Miaut is now going to partake of some of those same treasures that Thehangrycanuck got, electing to take only the right side of the first floor Mirage, and Hangry's coming up to the third floor, and we see Blizzard on the Chimeras. Interesting strategy there by Miaut. He actually separated his dig of that first floor into two segments. It appeared that that strat actually did end up saving time due to the encounter table, so that's a veteran move there by Miaut. And again, the time save may seem negligible, but in a close race, it can be the difference. Looks like Hangry is done digging chests in sky now. So it's time for your Warmech hype, everybody. Do you want to see Warmech tonight? If so, let's hear it in chat now. And Miaut will dig the second floor. And he's going to be happy with what he finds there. Oh, and he elects to leave the Vorpal in the chest. Shame on you, Miaut. I thought you were converted to our Church of the Vorpal. I will have to speak to him of this. This is blasphemy. We have an usurper in the church. Looks like Hangry's going to get through here without a Warmech. And we'll see if Tiamat holds anything interesting here. Will we see the Brack strats? Hangry's going to throw up a couple Ion V2s. I think you forgot your B in there, Wells JC. It's supposed to be leaving the Vorpal. Boo! And Hangry's through. With the Wind Orb lit, he has only the Sea Shrine left. And it looks like he will remember to pick up his Oxyale. And my belly thanks you for that, Hangry. Miaut doing a little dig of his own now. And if he continues to dig on the third floor, he's going to find that second ribbon. Katana sighted on the north floor, but he elects to leave that behind. And I chug all the Oxyale now. Looks like Miaut did not elect to check the eastern side of the third floor of Sky. So he's going to miss out on that ribbon there. Could be a key factor, and we have our last call for Warmech, everyone. Looks like Miaut's going to take these nachos here. Double nacho encounter gives you a bundle of experience. as Hangry makes his way into the Sea Shrine now. So Hangry has not turned in Adamant yet. It'll be interesting to see if he turns in the Adamant for the Excalibur. As he has two red mages, he might opt for a setup where Fighter has Excalibur and one mage has Warple, one mage has Massa. We'll have to see what he does here. And Miaut is engaging Tiamat. So Sea Troll with Fire 2 there, that means they have Cremate and Fire 2. I think these trolls are in the wrong area. And Miaut with the Wind Orb lit. Will we see a Tyro? And we don't. I think that we might have just witnessed a Tyro-less run, everyone. No stake. Miaut now wisely returning for those Heal 3 and Life 2 spells on his Red Wizard. That's probably going to benefit him greatly later. And he's also coming back here for Tempers. Smart move by Miaut there. He elected not to go with Saber, only Temper. So that tells me he's probably going to stick Massa on his Knight and temper it up. And with Miaut now headed into the Earth Cave, we have these runners still neck and neck overall here. At this point, I guess Hangry has a very slight lead. Also, thanks to OPT Lawyer on a tool for assisting me with eliminating the lag I was getting while doing VOD recaps like this. Thank you, OPT Lawyer. It's been good so far. We haven't had any lag on either side. Okay, so there was a Tyro sighting, but it was so quick that you couldn't see it. Quick stake. Hangry having some rough encounters there on the way to Kraken. And these wizards are busting out lightning too on Miaut. This could be trouble. He's got two mages down. And remember, the wizards also have poison damage along with heal as well. So that makes them even more annoying. And now the Thehangrycanuck versus Kraken. Kraken takes a shot on the white mage, but to no avail. And the vampire with a cheap shot on the black mage on the outside as well. Vampire lashing out. Oh no, and an ambush by wizards for Miaut. This is going to cost him time. And these are probably some of the worst wizards I've seen. Fortunately, they are runnable, but it also appears they have a pretty high chance to ambush. Kraken revealing poison, yes. As Thehangrycanuck is the first to light all 4 orbs. So we'll probably see him stock up on what he needs, and then he'll be in the Temple of Fiends. At the 1 hour 8 minute mark, these runners are putting on quite a show here. And it looks like Hangry will turn in his cheese. Nope, he's more interested in the chests in here. Wow. So tell us what you were thinking here, Hangry. Were you looking for a ribbon in here, and just so happens that you came across the Zeus Gauntlet, and you're like, well, should I keep digging, or what's your thought process at this point? I mean, at the 110 mark, you got to be feeling good about where you're at right now. Looks like Hangry's heading over to Provoca here. And he's going to get these extra spells for his red wizards. Smart move here on both runners, conducting spell recon, knowing there are very valuable spells in Provoca. But what this move does do is that it allows Miaut to catch up a little bit here, as he's already to the Fiend of Earth. And both runners might be heading into Temple side by side. We got ourselves a race, everyone. As our runners high five at Conaria, and Hangry will be the first into Temple of Fiends at 1 hour, 11 minutes. Very solid time into Temple of Fiends. And Miaut in hot pursuit. Looks like he is going to make a stop at Elfland here first. And we see that gas dragons are unrunnable. We have vanilla gas dragons. Oh, and they have Death Touch. Or was that Quad X? I couldn't tell if that was Death Touch or Quad X that got that knight, but... Miaut returning for Lightning 3 and Fire 3. Anticipating a good dive into Temple here. Both runners know that they haven't seen much really nasty, and it could be here. And at the 1 hour, 12 minute mark, just about exactly 1 minute behind the Thehangrycanuck, Miaut is into Temple of Fiends Revisited. And thus my tracking work has come to an end. And Miaut picking up the unrunnable gas dragons. It appears that both runners are on the same encounter table here and opted for the hard reset before heading into Temple. So if they don't wipe, we're going to be observing them with nearly identical encounter sets. The only variance being you might get 2 zombie dragons, you might get 3. This is close. Hangry busting out with some Ice 3 on these Mud Golems. It's not going to do much damage to them as they have elemental resistances. The only spells that will really be effective against them are Nuke, Fade, Brack if you get lucky, Bane. Miaut checking the validation chests, doesn't find much. And it's getting closer by the moment here. Ooh, and an unrunnable Mud Golem / Rock Golem formation. This is going to cost Hangry some time here. Miaut getting an unfortunate blizzard there from that Chimera. And another unrunnable golem encounter. So what do you think, chat? Who's going to be the gatekeeper of this seed? Is it going to be Carry 2? Is it going to be Kraken 2? Is it going to be Lich 2? Is it going to be Chaos? I say the smart money's on Tiamat 2. I think that's going to be the one. Yeah, Hangry getting some brutal luck here. ZRNG rearing its ugly head on him with a fourth unrunnable golem encounter. This is terrible. And Miaut has nearly evened up this race. But again, with both runners on the same encounter table, Miaut is also going to be having to grind through these golem encounters. This is getting good now. Definitely glad we restreamed this one. Miaut busting out the heal helmet strats, trying to save on some of those heal potions. And Hangry is the first to Lich 2. We'll see if Lich 2 busts out with a nuke. A physical attack in the first round and the second. So this Lich 2 should be no threat at all. Right? Billy Mays. He's caught in the time loop too, you know. Billy Mays never died. He just went to somewhere else. And the Agama is ambushing here on Thehangrycanuck's side. Hangry's got to be feeling a little salty now after that Earth Floor. Both runners, actually. See, this is an example of, even though you gain information when you do the hard reset going into Temple, if you get encounter sets like this, you're going to lose time overall. Whereas if you just went in without the hard reset, you may have not had these encounters. It's really a 50-50 gamble. So as we saw, Miaut was right behind Hangry there. But Hangry was a little bit further in the encounter table and got through those golems earlier. This has been a close run pretty much the whole way. And we're getting our first look at Carry 2 now. And it looks like she has a poison attack as well. So not a big problem at this time. And Massa with a big hit. Carry will probably fall in this round. And Miaut just one floor behind on Lich. Okay, just pissed. We're running into these waters here. Down goes one of the red mages. And Hangry did pick up Life 2 on his knight. So a Life 2 knight is very overpowered. A single Life 2 knight can carry your party the rest of the way through the Temple of Fiends if you're already a few floors down. Miaut with the very quick healing strats there. Miaut is one of the best menuers we have in the FFR community. His menus are always clean, and he saves a lot of time in his menus. He knows that His heal potions are always have to be set in the right way. And we get our first look at Kraken 2 here. And there's a decent shot to the Knight. But the Knight with high absorb is able to take the shot. And Cure 4 will come out. Oh no, and there's Stop. And he has a Knight and a Red Wizard down. However, with Cure 4, the Knight will be released from that paralysis, and that's huge. And just like that, we have got a stereo race here, everybody. This thing is coming down to the wire. As Hangry gets the squid down first. And as Miaut brings down Kraken 2, Hangry engages Tiamat 2. And the Seafood Fun Pack on the last step for Miaut. It's so close, everyone. Blizzard coming out from Tiamat 2. They're about 20 seconds apart right now, I think. And a big shot from the Knight brings down Tiamat 2 for the Thehangrycanuck. And there's that life 2 again, coming through huge. That was a bit of a clincher there for the Thehangrycanuck, but he gets by. And because he has life 2 on his wizards as well, he's able to revive his whole party. And he gets 4 worms on the last step. However, they are runnable and he escapes. So at the 1 hour 21 minute mark, 22 minute mark, Thehangrycanuck is going to engage Chaos. Oh no, and Cure 4 comes out on Tiamat 2. Miaut's gonna have to deal all that damage again. And slow 2 on the Knight. What a turn of events here. He's going to have to fast up that Knight again. And he's running low on fast charges. Hangry making some final preparations for the Chaos battle. Blizzard again from Tiamat 2. And with that fasted Massa Knight tempered up, Tiamat goes down easily. However, he lost precious time there. Hangry now putting up the INV2s fast on the Knight. Miaut with a clean walk. And Nuclear comes out from Chaos. Big damage to Thehangrycanuck's party. The Temper's coming out on the Knight, and another INV2. Miaut quickly with his final preparations engages Chaos. About, I think, 45 seconds. And there it is! Thehangrycanuck! Holy crap, what a close race. Nuclear coming out from Chaos. So, Hangry, you did win this race, Rice. The VODs could be a little off. I'm not 100% sure that he did win this race. We need confirmation from Hangry. Okay, so it was 2 minutes. And that 2 minutes appeared to be what happened there to Miaut on Tiamat 2. So That could have been the difference. Wow, what a win, Thehangrycanuck. We've got you here in the chat. Tell us about that race and how you're feeling. I mean, is that a PB for you? That's a very solid time. Only 10 ambushes in your run. Ooh, and Chaos now with Crack. But a big shot from Massimune. Chaos should be numbered here, and another nuclear. 800 damage, and Chaos is down. Miaut. Both runners with a very good run. Sub 125 for both runners. GG. I would not want to face either one of these runners in the next round at all. Should I make it there. So we saw it there, everyone. It was the Gatekeeper. Tiamat 2 was the difference. That Cure 4 spell cost me out that time. And I'm not certain that that was the difference, but it very well could have been. Wow, what a race that was. And it's reasons like this that I make sure we get these races restreamed, because we don't want to miss moments like this. This was a great race. This was a great example by both runners of optimized routing, getting incentives early, knowing which encounters to take, knowing which encounters not to take. Just a very strong showing by both runners here. So now you moved to 2-1, Hangry. How are you feeling about the upcoming round 4? Yeah, it certainly did. The canoe and the early cube, and then the canoe which led to the early floater, and you quickly got through your incentive items. You were in go mode. I think both runners hit go mode at under the half-hour mark. So from there it was just a matter of your routing, completing the quests, and execution. So again, very strong showing, Hangry. Very well done. We can tell you that your practice has been paying off, as I think it was Split Punch that alluded to earlier. We're only 3 rounds in, and I have seen marked increases in performance and skill from just about every runner in the tournament. So, with that said, let's make sure that we're giving our runners a follow here. What a show they put on for us this evening. And if you like, you can give our commentary team a follow as well. So we are looking to set up a restream for the possibility of a match to come within the next half hour, which will be between I Am the Schwarz and myself. If we can assemble a team, we're going to try to get something live here on Randomania or possibly another affiliated FFR streamer channel. If not, then the race will proceed offline. Well, we'll both broadcast it, but at the conclusion of the race, I will put together a VOD, and that will most likely be broadcast here on Randomania or on my channel. As we see Schwarz is in the chat, he's probably ready to race, so. If you like what you saw here, please make sure to give Randomania a follow, as we will be graciously hosted by them for the majority of the FFR tournament matches and exhibitions as well. The exhibitions are always a fun time. Make sure you don't miss those. We do alpha flags, entrance shuffle, chaos rush, shard hunt, and you can learn about all of these options on our website there in the chat. And come on by our Discord. You can stay up to the latest on everything that the FFR randomizer has to offer, tournament schedules, or just come on in, learn the randomizer. If you look like it's fun and you want to try it, we'll get you started. We'll help you out. And before we end up signing off here, I have been granted the gracious ability to grant someone the host. So we're going to find everyone a host target here while we hopefully will get another race scheduled. Alright, let's make sure they're live before I send you over there and someone's offline. Looks like they are. Okay, we're sending you over to Random Effect with some Zelda 1 attempts, as I cannot seem to find anyone with Final Fantasy going right now. So again, stay tuned to the Discord for the latest. We should have another match up here hopefully within the hour. Announcements will be made in our Discord as to the channels, the times, so you don't miss anything. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to Randomania for hosting this match. And until next time, everyone, my name is Zardia. Team Steak.